Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Boy, there's a lot happening with Iran. President Trump also saying he's going to hit Pickaxe Mountain. So what is that site? What capabilities do we have? Well, joining us now is General Jack Keane, of course, who better than he, retired 4-star general and also senior strategic analyst there at Fox News and the Institute of the Study of War. And joining us now is General Jack Keane. What do you think, Jack?
Yeah, well, I think, look, at the Iranians violated the MOU just days after both presidents signed it. I think that was a major turning point for our president. You know, when you think about it, he went to a ceasefire on April the 7th and really began to execute the negotiations almost immediately on April the 8th. And we've gone 90 days plus now in some form of negotiations with the thought that maybe we would get a deal. And some who were advising the president, were convinced that Iranian behavior, the people that we're dealing with, are more reasonable than what they've had in the past. And my take on it has always been they haven't changed one iota. Some of the people changed, but their commitment to the regime has not changed. And we saw that just days after their president signed the MOU, they violated. So where are we? We're on a path. Obviously, we're executing combat operations. We're opening the Straits of Hormuz. That will take some time, but we just got to take down all of the capabilities that the Iranians have. This is drones, missiles, fast boats, and then also deal with their ballistic missiles, their launch systems, and also their long-range drones, because that's what they're using, John and Rita, to retaliate against U.S. bases in the region and also our Gulf allied partners, largely civilian targets. So that is what has taken place. Admiral Cooper is in charge of this operation. He's very capable. His people are executing exceptionally well. And I think we're going to see likely some expansion of all of this, because I think the president recognizes we can't get a diplomatic solution with these people. They lie and they cheat. And something we said on your show is even if you sign a deal with them, they would likely not comply with it. And that's what we just saw. So, yeah, that's where the president is. I'm convinced of it. He's made up his mind that combat operations is the way to move. We've got Secretary Benson doing a great job of slapping the sanctions back on them. We've got a blockade tying up all of their oil resources. So the squeeze is on militarily and economically.
General, I understand that the foreign minister of Iran is sitting in Pakistan begging that they want to sit down, and that Secretary Rubio a few hours ago or this morning said that we're not going to sit down with them because we don't think they're serious. But is this a moving target?
Yeah, here's what I think, John. I mean, it's a great question. We have fallen prey to this in the past. They will say whatever they have to say to get us to stop doing what is frustrating them. And that's what they said when we went to a ceasefire. And they are somewhat emboldened by the fact that they shut down the Straits of Hormuz. When did they do that? We started the war on the 28th of February. They shut it down on the 2nd of March. And over time, they realized that this gave them leverage over the Gulf state and partners. In a way, their nuclear program, they always wanted that for leverage, for sure. But most of it is under a mountain of rubble. But the Straits of Hormuz gave them this leverage, and they're convinced that, rightfully so, and I think they're accurate about this, that President Trump likely did go to a ceasefire about a month or so after they closed the Straits because of rising oil prices and the gas prices that came along with it. and the political implications. He's never hidden that from anybody. But he tried in earnest to get a diplomatic solution. And these guys say what we want to hear. And I think the administration is fed up with it. And, of course, they're saying to the Pakistanis and the Qataris, they're saying anything right now to get us to stop what we're doing. Because the one thing they don't want to have is to have the United States open up the Straits of Hormuz and have them lose their leverage. That is their major center of gravity that exists right now. And that's just the simple truth of it.
Rudy Washington.
General Keane, what puzzles me is that we don't know where these leaders are of this mosaic-type warfare, that we could just take them out, the troublemakers?
Now, we know who the leaders are, both the diplomatic ones and the military ones, but they have learned quite a bit since 28 February when we took so many leaders out, even some that were in at the time, the bunkers they had confidence in. So what they have done since then is they have dug some deep bunkers that would be that are very challenging for us, and certainly that they're not in it all day. Obviously, some of them have to negotiate. Some of them are running military operations, but they're spending an awful lot of time in these bunkers. Think of them as operation centers in addition to a place for shelter from American bombs and missiles. Yeah. So it's the sum of what I just said. It's a more challenging target. That doesn't mean it's no target at all. Believe me, the intelligence services of the Israelis, the Mossad, and our CIA are very good at determining where people are and maybe also finding some vulnerability. So I wouldn't take the leadership targets off the table at all, and likely we get back into major combat operations, which I think is likely. Leadership targets will certainly be engaged again. Maybe not to the degree of success when we had unbelievable strategic surprise on the first day of the war, but likely will achieve some success.
Well, keep us posted. General Jack Keane, you always have the best analysis. And let's see, especially where the next few days, especially, it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, I think. General Jack Keane, we love you. Thank you so much, Jack.
Thank you, General.
Yeah, take care.
Thank
Good talking to you all. Thank you.
Okay.
You too. Thank you so much.
He's one of the best.